Hey, good morning, guys. It's Tom Derzapolsky. It's March 4th. As you know, I'm one of your directors here at Venture Out, and I wanted to provide just a real quick video brief on some happenings and some goings on. Some of this is really, really important. Some of this is good to know, nice to know. So bear with me. It'll just probably take 1 minute. I'm going to be reading some of this. We are still verifying data from mailbox rentals, owner palm tree trimming, and common area license to maintain changes. So don't be concerned that you haven't seen those in your owner portal statements yet. So if you are one of those who have mailbox rental, palm tree trimming, common area, if you are in that category and you're not seeing it in the owner's portal, they're still verifying that information and getting it in. So fear not. If you own multiple properties and set up ACH payments, please call the resort manager, Kimberly Simmons, at 850-234-2247 to verify that you've done it, you've set it up correctly. We've noticed a couple of instances where the ACH payments was only set up for the first property. Again, this is only for owners who have multiple properties and venture out and are choosing the ACH payment method. A reminder that the Facebook page, This Environment and Others, are a great way to share information and stay in touch with fellow owners, but we really encourage you to contact the front office. Again, Kimberly Simmons is our new manager. That number is 850-234-2247. If you have, comments or concerns that you want to be addressed by management or the board, of course, contacting a board manager is a good way. But we're also trying to empower our manager to manage our community. So there are some day-to-day goings-ons and day-to-day maybe issues with maintenance or whatnot. And we have a great staff ready to serve us as the owners and take care of our property. So don't harbor that and get frustrated. Don't post a picture of something broken online. Call the front office and let them know. And if you don't get it resolved by that, reach out to your board of directors and let us know so we can find out where the breakdown was. And as a point of last resort, you can post it on Facebook, or you can go ahead and do that first if you're that kind of person. But anyways, let us try and handle it professionally before we spread it around. We have a board of directors meeting this evening. That was properly noticed. We're going to do some business, and then not this coming Saturday, but the next Saturday we have another board meeting. I want to encourage you to participate by way of Zoom and pay attention to the board meetings and what we're doing. There's really no reason for anyone to ever be surprised about a new speed bump or a boat dock change. It's just all so public. And we also give you plenty of opportunities to provide input. The directors are just owners like you. We come from a diverse experience in life and backgrounds and all over the country. We volunteered and said, hey, I'd like to try and help the community. And we've come together and we're trying to make decisions on your behalf. We're not better than you. As a matter of fact, we need you. You might be an accountant or an attorney or an engineer or a construction person, or have some skill that you have valuable input and sometimes just a great opinion. And that's helpful. It causes us to think differently. But the way to do that is to engage in board meetings. They're not fun. They're not terribly exciting. They sometimes go long. But that's the governance mechanism we have. So please consider looking at that. And to that point, have you seen some of the older pictures of Venture Out on Facebook or maybe in the front office? You'll recall that our origins were as a campground, a place to bring a little RV on a little piece of concrete with a mostly grass and sand yard and a picnic table. I think my grandmother got a picnic table and 2 palm trees back at $3.99 when she bought it in 1970. The resort was designed so that rainwater would fall and the resort would absorb it. Lots of dirt and grass. If you fly over Venture Out today, it's almost nothing but roof lines and concrete. So where does all that water go? Doesn't go in the ground like it was designed to do so many years ago. And if you've been there during even a moderate thunderstorm, you'll see that it goes into the streets. We have areas of the resort that have significant flooding. So we are going to need to address that as an organization. And those solutions are being discussed. Those solutions are important and they cost money. We also had an audit done of kind of everything within Venture Out, and there were some actual safety concerns. There were some wiring on a dock, or a fence with a jagged edge, or a broken piece of concrete, or there are things that expose us potentially to liability if we don't manage those and fix those. Those things cost money. You'll also notice that our pavilion in the back that we enjoyed for many years, if you haven't been back there lately, Hurricane Michael decided to take that and place it somewhere else. And now we have a busted pavilion and a busted little back room there by the back pool that leaks onto our chairs and tables. And in addition to looking bad and having no real functionality at all for our owners, needs to be replaced. And we have an opportunity to replace it with a structure that's similar to the back pool building. You know how nice that looks. So rather than have a pole barn, we'd have something that we could all be proud of. That also takes money. So we are, as a board, prioritizing safety issues, must-have, infrastructure needs, and then also the things we need to do that we're responsible for, like somehow, one way or another, replacing that back pavilion. So all of these types of things are being discussed in board meetings. And the next coming board meetings are going to be addressing those in great detail. And the priorities, the investment, the funding mechanism that occurs, where will that money come from, how will it be paid, over what amount of time. And so these are things I want to encourage you to pay attention to and get involved with so they don't surprise you. Now listen, for many years, my role at Venture Out was to show up and park my car and enjoy it and pay my condo dues, pay for my palm tree cutting, pay for my parking ticket or whatever it was the family did, and then went home. I didn't know or really care what the board was doing as long as they didn't really mess with me. And some of you all feel that way, and that's fine. But you will decide what mess with me means. If there's a special assessment, you might consider that messing with you. And you might wonder where that came from and why and what it's for. If we have a change to the boat dock rules, you might consider that messing with you. So different things get our attention. Maybe putting a speed bump or a speed breaker on the boulevard or on the bike path in the back is messing with your experience. But all of those things happen within board meetings, and they're very intentional, and we address them very carefully. And whatever happens at the end of this year and in the next year moving forward with regard to all the things we need to do as an organization, some will be completely shocked and surprised, but it's really only because they completely failed to engage. So I hope that you're not that person, and can see the vision for Venture Out and where we need to make some of these improvements, and we need your input and participation. So, longest video of the year is now over. Hope everybody's having a great week. I'm looking out my window and we're through the rain, and it should be a beautiful day at Venture Out. It is here in Tallahassee. Take care.